Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys another smart home tech product. This is by a company I've been working with for, I'd probably say, the last couple of weeks. And the company's called Nooie. It's N-O-O-I-E. Another Amazon seller, mainly, but you can also get them directly off their website. Links are always in the description. And they were nice enough to reach out and send me a 4-pack of their smart bulbs. A Easy Cam, one of their small indoor security cameras, and then one of their smaller, or not smaller, but their indoor 360-degree pan tilt indoor baby camera slash security cameras. And I'm very impressed with the brand. One thing that really sets this brand apart is the fact they've really got their app set up where it works very well. Now, it is very proprietary, and if you guys have seen my smart home videos in the past, I talk about the ability to make smart home lighting and sockets and security easy. And the idea of making it easy is to not complicate it. Remember, when you walk into a house normally that's not smart home enabled, and you turn on lights or devices or dim things down, it's all done with a switch. So when you get smart home devices that are constantly on and constantly need to be connected with Wi-Fi, you lose the ability to control it by a switch. And that can be kind of a pain. And that's what's really nice about these smart home assistants. They were real game changers, whether it's the Amazon smart home assistant or the Google product or the Google Home Assistant. They really are game changers. What they've done is removed the switch issue and just replaced it with your voice. And it works pretty darn well, providing you have everything set up correctly. And that's a real issue because I can tell you right now, if every time I wanted to turn on a light, I had to pull up my phone, unlock it, or use my fingerprint to unlock it, open the app, and then go in there and make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi. Hopefully you're not having any kind of Wi-Fi issues, and turn my device on like that. It's a pain. I probably wouldn't have as many smart home devices as I have. It's convenient now because not only can I use the app, control them from outside my network, which is mainly what I do with the app, I use my voice. So I walk into a room, I want to turn on the lights, I do it strictly with my voice. Now, this particular device, these Nooie bulbs, they don't have listed that they work with the Google Home Assistant, but I'm assuming that they probably do. If they don't, I mean, Google plays really well with everything. So does Amazon. Those two devices really have gotten to the point where almost everything's compatible. But just as far as we're concerned right now, this is compatible based on what it says on the website with the Alexa assistant, which I happen to have both. Sorry. Never mind, Alexa. Damn. Swear. I always trigger her and I always piss you guys off. Okay, so anyway, here is the box. You guys know I never really get involved too much in the unboxing, of course. It's a brown cardboard box. Inside you have the light bulbs, and I am going to show you the light bulbs. I do have one set up ready to go in this lamp here. I'll demonstrate. Let's go ahead and unbox one of these here. You know, what you'd expect from any kind of unboxing. And here is the bulb. Now, I will tell you, compared to a lot of smart bulbs that I've reviewed, and I've reviewed many of them, the quality of the build is really nice. You have what appears to be sort of a plastic sort of, I guess, I won't call it a reflector, but a plastic sort of case. This almost feels like a rubberized plastic case. It almost feels like ceramic. I don't believe that it is, but it definitely has some weight to it. Some of the other bulbs, the less expensive ones, and these are pretty decent. These aren't really all that expensive. Most smart home bulbs, unless you start getting involved with the real mainstream brands like Philips and LifeX, you're getting smart home bulbs for about 10 bucks a pop right now. $10 to $15 is pretty fair. Compared to a lot of the bulbs that I have reviewed, putting aside LifeX because they really are in a league of their own, I believe they are, in my opinion, the very best smart home bulb you can get, but you're paying almost what 4 of these is going to cost you. These only cost $56 shipped to your door via Amazon. And again, depending on where you live, you may or may not pay tax on that, but these are absolutely fantastic. Very nice build. I like the fact that that you just feel like you're getting something of better quality. And I've compared many different bulbs, Lohas, magic bulbs. I just ordered one floodlight bulb for my bathroom because I didn't have a floodlight bulb, but I wanted one. It looked better in the exhaust fan. You know, these are a very nice build. I think the only other lights that I consider that have this kind of build quality would be the LifeX bulbs. I can't really speak on the Philips because I never actually felt those in my hands, but the LifeX bulbs have some heft to it. You can just feel that they're solid. And of course, what other bulb do I have that's on par with this? Flux. Flux lighting is definitely on par with this as far as a build, but I removed my Flux bulbs because they just randomly would lose Wi-Fi connection. So if this is something that does happen with these, it's never happened to any other bulb. And when I say lose Wi-Fi connection, I mean randomly they will lose the Wi-Fi credential. So I pulled the 2 of them that I had out and I don't use them anymore. Every other bulb, perfect. You don't have any kind of problems with that. Hopefully these are the same. I'm going to leave this one plugged in and test it. And I always come back and, you know, drop a comment. I'll pin a comment if I have any kind of bad experience or anything like that. I don't anticipate having that because that's only been something with all the smart home bulbs and products I have reviewed. It's only been something that's happened with the flux bulbs. Now, let's talk more about the smart home tech stuff. If you are looking to start to build a smart home, Nooie right now has some sockets. I believe they have a power strip. They have the bulbs, and of course, they have their cameras. And one thing to consider when you are looking to build a smart home and adding a device to your house, even though that your smart home assistants do work with 99% of these products to make it convenient to be able to use your voice to switch, it's nice if you do have to go into an app that you don't have 10 different apps for 10 different devices and you're trying to remember, okay, which app was this one? I have a little bit of that problem with the cameras that I had because I have several different cameras and not all of them play well together. Zomato is proprietary to Zomato. eLink Smart is proprietary to eLink Smart. Although they may work with Magic, I haven't tried, or is it Magic or Smart Life, excuse me. Smart Life is the one app that really is compatible with most of the devices, the micro brand devices, the non-mainstream devices you're going to find on eBay and Amazon. So I always say if you are going to build a smart home, pick a brand where you feel comfortable with the price. Like LifeX, you need the LifeX app to control these. With these, you need their app to control these. With a lot of the other smart home bulbs and sockets, the Smart Life app is compatible with most of those devices. So like a lot of the sockets I had, the switches, the power strips, plenty of bulbs. Actually, every bulb in this office is compatible with, is it Smart Life? Gosh, again, see, this is the confusion. I have so many apps, I can't even remember which ones that I have without going to the phone. Let me just double check so I don't give you guys a bum steer here. Smart Life. Okay, and so now again, I'm used to doing this. I have a lot of different devices, so I kind of have gotten used to remembering. But for instance, like LOHAS bulbs are compatible with Smart Life. iView bulbs, iView products, they use a Smart Life. I think it's called the cloud server. So even when you add those to like iView, it'll show up under there. So that's kind of nice to have one app with everything under one roof. But with that being said, the Smart Life app isn't really. The app is nowhere near on par with like LifeX and now this company. And what I really like about Nooie is that their app for their cams and their smart lights and smart plugs, it's very user-friendly. It's very similar to what you're going to expect from a LifeX app. If you haven't checked that out, I'm sorry, but it's very easy to set things up. It's very easy to change the colors, whereas the Smart Life app, you have to go in there, click the bulb. It just doesn't work as great. It works, don't get me wrong, but it's not as clean as the Nooie or LifeX app. So this is a great app. The company really put a lot of time into creating the app and not just the product. So that's about it with the bulb there. As far as specs on these here, let's see what it says on the box here. The brightness on these is 800 lumens, and you do have RGB. I think there's like 11 million colors, and you do have a pretty nice setup as far as being able to control the lighting exactly how you want it. And what I want to do is just demonstrate. I got one set up here in a lamp, and let me just go into the Nooie app, Nooie Home it's called, and we're loading up right now. Real clean, loads up pretty fast, and you'll have your bulbs listed right there, really straightforward, on, off, and brightness, and they will default to what you've left them in. So obviously that line is blue. Hopefully you can see that. That's what the bulb is left in. That's what I had it on before I turned it off. So you have basically all plugs and lights, and that's what they offer right now for their smart home products. So I'm just going to turn it on here, and I just named it Nooie bulb because I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet, but I'll just turn it on. Obviously you can see it turns on blue. If I click the bulb, and I know you guys can't see this all that well, but you do have a color wheel, and if you just swipe over, you can obviously go right around the color wheel and change the color of the light, green. You can turn it on or off right with the center button there, which is pretty nice. They put that right in the center. You can actually change the concentration, so you can bring it down, or sorry, the brightness, and you can change the concentration of color. So if you want this more like a lighter whitish purple, you can go basically, I guess you call it, is it saturation? Not sure offhand, but I'm going to turn it back up to max brightness. If you swipe over, you're going to find the white color wheel. This is going to give you pretty much every color in the spectrum of white light. So whatever Kelvin temperature you prefer, you're going to get out of this. So I'm just going to turn it all the way over to the lighter side. So you have the cool whites, and you can just go right down with the slider bar down to warm whites. And of course you have your brightness, which is going to take you up to what they say is 800 lumens. Now, as far as, and you do have some quick settings right on top there. So warm, cool, and ultra cool. It's nice they put those right up there. And I believe these are actually, I think you can probably program these as well, but I haven't messed around with it yet. You have your schedules like anything else, and your themes, preset themes. If you want to go ahead and click on the themes, you do have some different themes that they have preset for you. You have focused, nature, different brightness. This is pretty much from the factory, and you can create your own theme as well should you want to, have something very custom. So I'm just going to go back to the Nooie bulb here. I'm just going to go back to, go back to the colors here. Hopefully, just right back to purple. So really straightforward, very easy to use. One thing that I found with the nicer quality bulbs, there's certain things to look for when you're looking for smart bulbs. If you want maximum brightness, LifeX, you really can't beat LifeX. They're going to be 1100 lumens, I believe, on the newest ones. They do have built-in infrared, which the bulb is constantly producing infrared light if you have security cameras. But again, you're paying for this. You're going to pay about $50 to $60 per bulb. With these, $56 for a set of 4. You are losing some lumens, so you're not going to get, they're not as bright as the LifeX bulbs. Even when I go over and I turn it off full bright white, they do put out what you'd expect from, I would say, a 60 watt, 40 or 60 watt equivalent incandescent bulb, which I believe is close to 800 lumens. Estimated yearly cost of these is only $1.20, so they're super efficient. And what I really like is that they say here 2800 Kelvin temperature to 6000 Kelvin, 6000 K. So you really can dial in exactly the color white you want. And this is one thing I want you guys to consider when you're looking for smart home bulbs. Again, consider how many things you're going to have and which product you want to use to try to minimize the amount of apps that you're going to have to install on your phone. The other thing to consider also is your whites. If you're a person who really likes to have the white light, for instance, downstairs, I have all the LifeX bulbs. These would be perfect downstairs as well because you can really dial in the color white you want. Whereas, for instance, in that lamp over there, mainly in this office, I pretty much put these on. They're mainly like ambient lights in here, but I have had bulbs, and I think it's that one there, but the white light is like, it's either the warm is just too yellow, and then if you go into cool, it's too blue, and you don't have a lot of adjustment in there. These, you can really fine tune. You don't have to go like 2600K, 3000K, 4000K. You can fine tune exactly the Kelvin temperature, which is something you don't see on a lot of smart home bulb apps and in the product itself. So definitely something to consider if you want that full adjustability, get that perfect color of light, whether it be RGB or be just standard white light. These bulbs you can really dial in. And for the price, for $55, $56 ship, that's a pretty good deal. What was that roughly about, what was that per bulb? That's give you guys an exact figure here. Let me get my calculator here. $56 divided by 4 is, so $11.20 a bulb. And I gotta tell you, that is super competitive. If you want to buy one, they're 20 bucks. But let's face it, if you're going to add this stuff to your home, I can guarantee you, if you get one, you're going to want to add these in other places. Hopefully, eventually they'll come out with a floodlight bulb, because a lot of people have cans in their house, and smart home, I don't have a lot of cans, unfortunately. My place only has 2 of them downstairs. Most modern day homes have a lot of cans. I love cans because you can have your standard lamps work how you want them, and then when you really want to have that beautiful, bright, adjustable smart home lighting, you can do it with your cans. And hopefully this company will come out with floodlight bulbs. There's not a lot of companies who have floodlight bulbs of this quality yet. I'm sure it's something they're going to come out with down the road because they can't, that's a great way to add smart home lighting in your house. And for the price point, I mean, a lot of modern day homes have, again, a lot of cans. My parents, like, every room has like 4 cans. If you think about retrofitting your whole house with LED bulbs, that can get pretty expensive using like mainstream lights like LifeX or Philips Hue. These $10 and $11.20 a bulb. That's pretty affordable. I mean, that's pretty amazing, and it's great quality as far as the build. And I am very impressed. You know, when companies reach out to me and they say, "Hey, we want to send you, a smart bulb," I'm always like, "All right, I don't have any more. I don't have a lot of room for lamps anymore. I have a lot of lamps in my house, but I'm running out of space." So I'm like, all right, well, I've reviewed a lot of those, but I'll definitely check it out because it's always fun to get something and see what kind of quality, see how things are progressing in this whole smart home market. And these are really great, and I'm pretty impressed. I didn't really, like I said, a lot of the Amazon stuff, eBay stuff, I'm not saying they're bad quality. They're great quality. I have a lot of those products in my home. They work well. They're cheap. They're affordable. I always say if you're going to build a smart home, there's no reason to go into like any of your big brick and mortar stores and buy that stuff there, because you are just honestly going to get ripped off. Like your smart home cams, all those brands that you expect to see in your big box electronic stores, your big box home improvement stores, they're expensive. You can go on Amazon. I mean, with all the stuff I've reviewed and used for the last couple of years, the only smart home tech product I've had problems with is the flux bulbs. That's it. Everything else has worked great, no matter what brand it is. Again, but keep in mind, some brands are proprietary to their own apps. So that's something you want to think about. So that's really about it, guys. Not really too much else to show you here. I think it's a great product. If you're going to look into getting some smart home tech, if you're just starting out and you say, okay, I don't mind having a proprietary app, I'm going to use the Nooie products. And the thing is that they're affordable. So again, $56 for 4, shipped to your house, $11.20 per bulb. Get a couple sets of these, try them out. Again, you don't want to put them in cans because these bulbs are quite a bit smaller than your standard incandescent bulb, and smaller than even the LifeX bulb. So nice small design, but if you're going to have them in the cans, you have to find something else. Unless, I don't know if they make, usually cans are like the floodlight style or the spotlight style. So something to think about. If you guys have any questions, as always, I love sharing the stuff with you guys. It's awesome to have all this cool stuff in your house. If there's any questions you guys have whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always here to help. And email address is in the description. If you want to make a purchase, please do it through my link. It does help to support me and my channel. I do appreciate that. Always buy what makes you happy. Always buy what's going to be best for you. And again, if you like the content, do subscribe. If you do subscribe, click that bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Once again, Nooie, thank you for your generosity in sponsoring the video and sending me these amazing products. And I look forward to working with you guys again in the near future. All right, you guys have a great evening and take care.